The only real thing that can be understood and grasped by human consciousness is the deepest experience of his soul. Those moments when he sees from afar and takes in a wild world full of countless wonders. And if such an artist who have deeply felt that the wonderful forces of this world are inexhaustible, creates, his work will be the work of art. This is how the manifesto of Latvian Decadence can sound like. An idea a little bit distant from the mainstream decadence movement, with the form of poetry varied, with symbolism, demonic ideas, dark passion, veiled eroticism, the magic of word, a strong and sometimes unprocessed influence of Nietzsche and Schopenhauer. With this mindset, we're gonna go into and look at two people of Latvian origin. Hilda Vika, which is the artist that you have seen the paintings of, and Viktors Eglitis. These are two people very influential in helping to create the Latvian consciousness. During the in-between eras when they got independence, they had to find a reason to exist, a reason for their own identity. And the way to do it is through art. But not art that is just the same, that is following the rules, that is doing what everybody else is doing. But the decadence can be seen to go outside of the norms, and that is the point, to find Latvian art outside of the norms, to be itself different, to be itself unique, to be art. Hilda is different from Viktors. Viktors himself had this idea of decadence. He was one of the main people within Latvian decadence movement. Hilda was much more of her own thing. She focused a lot on multicolor watercolors, painting scenes of everyday life, dreamy visions. A lot of the focus should be about women. She followed the conventions of Art Deco, and later on in her life she tried to incorporate Latvian neo-paganism. And when the Soviets took over, she was forced to do social realism, but they didn't really like it, so they kicked her out of the art union. Viktors himself focused a lot on Russian symbolism in his early career, and then he later started using the term decadence. But also in his later years, he went into neo-paganism and actually joined with the Latvian neo-pagans and brought Hilda towards that as well. But because of that turn, he had anti-Bolshevistic ideas, which he later was accused of being a fascist, which made the Russians put him in prison and kill him. The shift was just his focus on nationalism and a xenophobia against anything that was against the Latvian people, meaning Germans, Russians, and Jews. He even had positive views on Hitler for a little while, but none of that was published. But this type of slander against it is used to belittle his actual achievements, in which he has a lot. I learned about Viktors and Hilda through a Twitter account named Philip Roof, which is an historian that focuses a lot on Latvian history. And I follow him for a while and I love his work. I recommend you look him up, and if you want to learn more about Latvian history, he got you covered. We'll go into some of the poetry. I wander further in the silence. All the terrors of the earth are in my heart. I was alone. I myself felt dead. We are the last children of the earth. We are weak, lonely tribe. After our death, no more flowers will bloom, nor will the wave of life breathe.